Welcome, friends, gamers, and other enthusiasts to the BoydofZINJ channel. I hope you enjoy your time here and the video. Please like, subscribe, do all the bell icons, and comment. It really does help small content creators like myself and others by doing so. If you click on the notifications, it may even let others and the YouTube gods know that they may enjoy these videos. With that being said, let's play. All right, this is an editor's update. I've decided to change the way how I do commentary on Mechabellum. We're going to try replays a little bit. And I'm also trying to lower the sound. I I like the game. It's gaming frustrated, but the sound is loud. So I'm trying to fix that up. Hope you enjoy. I meant to record this fight, even though I lost it, but I messed up. Again, I'm not used to saving a replay. So I'm going for a new match. And again, win or lose, I'm trying to have fun, learn. Gets me frustrated, but I'm still trying to learn. Okay, and if you notice, my MMR is going up and going down, and now it's going down. But that's fine. Let's see what's happening. All right, so what card do I want to pick? Now, this is the in-game viewing of the match. I decided to go for speed because I really like the units, and it was a high number, HP, initial HP. Helmet, my opponent, let's see, is still selecting, looking it over. There's nothing wrong in taking time. And I forgot what the helmet picked. Okay, now this is the way how the in-game viewer looks at it. So it'll automatically show the units being deployed. The enemy has all right. So I have sledgehammer to arc lights. The enemy has some air units, so I'm thinking I should go marksman to deal with that. Maybe fangs. However, I'm also realizing I went speed. But again, having speed on these units aren't bad. So I decided to go marksman, so that way I have a chance to deal with the air. I could have gone fangs, but I knew that the enemy had fodder protection. Right now, I should be winning. I believe I have overall advantage. And you'll notice that even though I think that the first match, it's usually like a 50-50 coin toss. I got lucky. I was able to destroy the tower, but in reality, it was a complete draw. It's a very rare draw where both units died at the exact same time. Neither one of us got points. Neither one of us lost points. I decided to go for missile strike. I also like skipping for the economy, but I decide to go missile strike. I know this person is elite. The only chance I'm going to have of beating this enemy is by overpowering the enemy with units. The initial units that the person has, the enemy has is more single target units. So I'm thinking if I could overpower this person with sheer number of volume of units, fodder units, crawlers. So I decided to get 3 crawlers, 2 got the extra one. I also debated slightly about should I be flanking or should I just go straight at it. And where do I want these crawlers? Do I want them up front? Do I want them after the units are engaging? So I got the missile. The missile kills the units to the side. I did decide to flank with one of the crawler units. And again, that person mostly has single target DPS. So two Phoenix and a marksman are terrible against crawlers. So the right hand side does well. The left hand side isn't the best, but because the tower fell down, it's recovery, and then I have reinforcements coming. So I need help on my left hand side, but right now I'm winning. We both had high HP, so these minor losses are still minor. I'm ahead, but not by much. Extended range is good. Giant Hunter too early. Incinerary is what I go for. Should I continue the flank and be aggressive, or should I reinforce my left side and my right and just leave it at that? I suspect the person's going to purchase either an arc light or Mustangs to help cover that unit. I decide to use my napalm on his right hand side, on the other side. Will this napalm hurt me more than the enemy? We'll find out. The bad thing about napalm is the fire is universal. Both sides can get hurt. And I'm right now I have a lot of melee type units. So up close and personal. So most of my units will probably want to travel in that path. As expected, he took care of it with me with an arc light. Could have been a Mustang, but decided to go with the arc light. My enemy is elite, which means the longer the battle goes, the more powerful my enemy becomes. Every unit my enemy gets will always start at level 2. Most of my units are starting level 1. I can start getting level 2, but it's going to be cost me money. Excuse me. I was thirsty. I decided to go for orbital bombardment. I haven't seen great mini shields, and I'm thinking I could still get flanked. I decided to put the orbital bombardment on the left-hand side and reposition a little bit further south towards me. So that way I can guarantee that the air units will be in it longer. I decide I want some type of buffer unit up front. I don't see that yet. So I get tanks. And I put those tanks as a flank unit. In retrospect, I believe this is my mistake. I believe my continued aggression to flank actually hurt me. I was thinking if I went tanks, sledgehammers, tanks to the right hand side with the flank again, the enemy couldn't, oppose them. Unfortunately, my enemy outguessed me and put tanks. And again, because this person has an elite card, his tanks are level 2. My tanks were zoning in and were level 1. I should have sold my tanks immediately. I go for a supply specialist. I know that this is going to be a long game and my enemy gets supply specialist. I need the economy. I'm falling behind in my economy. Even though his units are more expensive, they're higher quality units, and the more rounds we play, the more it will favor him, my enemy, than me. I'm getting level 1 units, and I'm fighting level 2 units now. I decided to get Stormcrawlers, artillery units. The enemy doesn't appear to have anything to block artillery units right now. and his units seem to be very static. So seems to be a really good choice in my opinion. At least based on what I've seen so far, right? I don't know what's going to happen until after it happens. A missile goes down the left hand side. Right now, I'm slightly ahead, but not by much. It's still anyone's game. However, the more rounds that are played, the more and more my enemy is going to get favored and more powerful. Look at these units. I have only level 1 units. My enemy has level 2 units. I'm falling behind the power curve. Again, I should have sold those tanks, the sledgehammers to the flank. They're just feeding EXP to my enemy. The left shields go down, but I'm getting overwhelmed to the right. Shields do not block air units, but it doesn't matter. I'm being overwhelmed. Higher quality units, marksman range is killing me. I decide the flank again has primarily ground units. Imagine if I could throw air units. I was thinking about purchasing wasp, but why purchase wasp when I can drop it as a consumable? And if it doesn't work out, then I didn't pay. I didn't waste money on buying a unit that's going to cost me. If it works out, I'll reinvest and buy some additional wasp. I decided to get a melting point with range. Again, and this is going to be a problem throughout this game. Giant units need to be supported. And I feel that this unit where situation is supported, but I'm lacking, for some reason, I'm lacking, some additional fodder. I should have purchased fangs and had the fang units, take damage up front. Even if they die relatively fast. The fact that they're up front in a fixed location covers my units. Right hand side starting to, is looking good. Left side's, look like it's faltering. Middle looks decent. I'm now noticing that the enemy sledgehammers are very tanky, are highly leveled, and because of that, it's taking forever to kill them. I'm taking care of this person's units, but the marksmen are positioned in really good locations. Losing my tower was a critical error on my part. And because I'm now slow debuffed with the tower loss, I didn't get in range soon enough to kill that marksman. Luckily, it was a terrible loss, but I'm getting closer and closer to death. I need to do something. Tech specialist is a good idea. I need upgrades. I need something to turn the table more in my favor. I decide to get the napalm in the middle, figuring shields are less likely to be hit in the middle. And again, I should have got field recovery and sold off my sledgehammers in the flank because they're doing nothing, and the sledgehammers is just feeding EXP to the enemy sledgehammer, and the enemy sledgehammer is becoming increasingly tough and harder to kill, and that's my fault. And that flank is not essentially doing nothing. I could have sold it, used some extra money, upgrade a unit or two, or even got a buff. Or maybe even grabbed another unit, or tried the other flank. This is what how the enemy sees me. It's nice to occasionally see how the enemy sees you, to see if there's any type of holes or gaps. And I'm kind of noticing that I have gaps on my extreme flanks. Left or right side. Again, I'm thinking to myself, I should sell those tanks, those sledgehammers, but I keep on forgetting. And that I believe it cost me the battle, the game. My melting points are killing units. Right side doing slightly better. My left side's not as effective. I needed more units to my left, my far left and far right side. That way, and I needed units in front of the melting points as well. Luckily for me, I had additional units that survived, which complemented my melting point. And the napalm goes away at a critical moment. Likewise, my marksman gets extremely lucky and gets hit by weakened, debuffed enemy marksmen and survives. I'm thinking mobile battleship, and I'll use it defensively. I'm not seeing a lot of anti-air, and I'm wondering maybe I should go Overlord. And I was thinking to myself, if this Overlord does well, I'll start investing in Overlords. I'm upgrading a bunch of units. I'm giving my marksman added range and damage, but the enemy has more marksmen, higher quality marksmen, and doing the same thing as well. I purchased a few additional marksmen, but again, level 1s and a Mustangs. Level 1s. While my enemy has level 2. Yes, I should have sold those sledgehammers long ago. Again, that's my fault. I'm just feeding EXP for no reason, and it's not slowing the units critically enough to make a difference. So these units are wasteful and are hurting me, even though I'm ignoring them. Feeding EXP to enemy units can be very detrimental because now those units are super powerful and super tough to kill. And I only have one person to blame, me. I mean, no one would have guessed that that person put tanks at that moment, but I should have sold and left. My right side extreme flanks has fallen. My left side extreme flanks has fallen. Center is okay, but both my melting points are in trouble. And this is where it's pretty much game. I may be able to survive, but I'm not doing anything to punch out of my rut. I'm surviving, but I'm not progressing. I need to do something different. I decide that type of ammo would be useful. To create crawlers, parasitic ammo would be useful. Sorry, I in my frustration of this match, I forgot the name of the utility unit. And yes, I know I should have sold those sledgehammers. Again, that is costing me, I believe, the game. The enemy sledgehammer to that side is extremely tough. I decided I need to try something different, so I purchased hackers. I'm hoping that I'm able to steal a few of their units, and that will turn the tide and make the difference, and I'll be able to win. I know I need to do something different. Is this it? The previous match I had ran so many hackers, I could not kill them all, and I lost because half my units turned against me. So I'm hoping to do the same thing. I see he has a large AoE attack, so I decided to shield up as well. And on the left-hand side, that's useful. The acid's going to play a part still. That storm on the left side killed me. That acid on the right side killed my units. The hacker did nothing. My melting points are dead. And wham, that's game. Those sledgehammers I should have sold off. I should not have got hackers. I should have got something else. And because of that, I lost. Next match. And if you have any suggestions on what I should have done better, let me know. I'm willing to try anything at this point. There's my defeat. Again, comments on what I should have done different. Okay, next match. I'm still a little frustrated, but I'll work through it. It's only a game. I'm still having fun. Still here, right? It says, okay, interesting picture. I like it. I like it. Looks funny, goofy. Okay, which card should I play? That's the question. Remember, I'm actually doing recording the replays. I played the game, saved it, and do the replays. So that way I could see both sides of what's happening. I could see Icewater Creek and myself, what the cards we're picking. I decided to go elite. It was a high numbered average units. I forgot what the opponent picked. But I see, oh, they went for quick supply, so they get an extra 200 units. And I'm an elite. I'm going to be, this is going to be an economy war. I'm already behind. Okay. Now, I don't see that this person went out and purchased 2 additional Stormcrawlers. So I purchased, the units. And I decided, since I can only purchase 1 unit without borrowing money, which you don't want to borrow, especially early on, you can only grab 1 unit. So I decided to grab Arclight. I have something that fights the air, which is my Phoenix. I have something that fight, fodder, which is crawlers. So I need some type of clear. So I went with the Arclight. I'm debating, where do I want to take it? Do you want to go left? Do I want to put it in the middle? Then let me go left. So I'm favoring left slightly, but this isn't a strong, favor. It's just I had odd number units, so I just went left a little bit. I noticed that, oh boy, bunch of artillery units. And then I realized, hey, this person picked nothing that could shoot in the air. I'm going to win no matter what. I speed up the time because, guess what? I lose the ground match, but my enemy has nothing that shoots up. So I'm going to win unless time runs out. Increasing the speed to maximum 2x. And sure enough, I win. Not by much, but whatever. And I have more points, so this person is losing points already. Person picks extended range marksman. I haven't picked marksman yet. And I decided to skip because, again, I know economy is going to be important. and I need to get units. And I'm thinking to myself, well, this person is probably going to get some type of units to face to kill my phoenixes. And if I was that person, I would pick marksman. And I said, what counters marksman? More crawlers. And my elite crawlers, are pretty powerful early on. This is only round 2. So I said, you know what? I think I'm going to go for elite crawlers. And I have enough where I can get a third one. 3 level 2 elite crawlers. I decided to put, 2 of them on each of my flanks. That way, if I get flanked, the crawlers will attack them. And I'm thinking about if I should flank the enemy as well with the third one. Should I flank or should I leave it in the middle? I believe I'm going to flank. I'm debating about keeping it in the middle. And I either time ran out or I just decided to keep it in the middle. Regardless, I didn't flank with them yet. I probably should have, but regardless. Okay, as expected, the person grabbed marksman. However, marksmen are terrible against crawlers, which is why I grabbed crawlers. And this person does not have any anti-crawler attacks yet. But with that being said, his or her, my enemy's artillery units, storm crawlers, were not drunk and took out the crawlers. Heavens to Betsy. I grabbed napalm. I also grabbed fangs. I'm not sure if I want to deploy fangs or if I want to stay crawlers. And I'm thinking fangs are actually terrible against artillery units. I do grab mustangs, and I put the mustangs on my left hand side just in case I get flanked. And I decide, this person is probably going to get some type of fodder unit. So let me get an arc light. And arc lights also have a ton of armor. So it'll be a win-win. I'm positioning my 1 Mustang unit. So that way, if I do get flanked, they'll be able to cover it. Do I want to flank with this Mustang? It says, nah, I'm going to or leave it in the middle. Oh, these are crawlers. Oh, I'm also debating whether or not I want to get the upgrade to crawlers. Right now, it's still too early. There's the napalm. Will that napalm hurt me more than the enemy, or hurt the enemy more than me? It's looking bad. My left side's somewhat holding, my right side has failed, and I think it's mostly my fault. However, my enemy's left side has failed because of napalm. So I guess it was an equalizing factor. However, and even though I was saying left side, I really meant right side. My left side failed. I'm thinking shields. I need shields to protect my units a little bit. And this pays for itself. It's cheaper than a standard shield. It's more powerful than a standard shield. And you could redeploy it after 2 turns. For free, essentially. After, of course, the initial payment of only 50 credits. I purchased additional Mustang units. I'm thinking to myself, the artillery's killing me. Maybe I convert these Mustangs to anti-artillery. And I'm still getting used to this. I do apologize if there's some dead air and I miscall some of my own. Even though this is the second viewing of it, I'm still doing miscalls. I'm looking at the way how the enemy sees me. Do I see any, gaps that the enemy may take? The one thing I do notice is this enemy is very centralized around their towers. One good, like nuclear hit would take them out. I'm more spread out, so I don't, over like javelins and missiles won't affect me as well. The right side looks good. The left side is faltering a little bit. Shields are down. And again, this person does have very many units that shoot up in the air. So once I take care of those marksmen, guess what? My Phoenix can reign supreme. And sure enough, that's what's happening. I'm still behind, even though that was a win. I'm still behind in points, though. But it's relatively close, so I'm not bad. It's not bad off. My opponent skips. I decided to go for elite hackers. Now, I'm not going to play the hackers right now, but this unit has very few units, and seems that it's a good chance that I might be able to throw in a hacker to steal a few of their key units. And if worse comes to worse, I'd waste very many, credits in it if I don't use them. I get the upgrade to the crawlers where if the crawlers kill something, they'll create additional crawlers. I notice my crawlers have been getting a few kills. This should help out because again, the one weakness I see that this person has, my enemy, has few units and doesn't have very many clear. And it's important to get units that can clear fodder. Vulcans, Arclights. Now I can understand not wanting to invest in Vulcans, right? Vulcans are 400. Where an Arclight is about 150. 100 if you get some of the updates. Now I threw a sentry missile, and that sentry missile killed a bunch of their units, which on the right hand side means that I'm running rampant, which is good. Left side's a little in trouble, and I'm noticing I need more clear on the left side. Luckily for me, my right side clears the tower, so their units are weakened and slowed. Even though my steel balls hit by a sentry missile, they're still tough enough, level 2, that they have enough HP to survive. Those hit points matter. Being level 2 matters. So the more rounds that we play, the stronger my units become, essentially. I go for range and my enemy goes for range. For every unit I'm getting level 2. Every unit my enemy is getting is level 1. So my units are higher quality units. And if my enemy gets level 2 units, they're spending extra money to do so. I'm not. And I don't mean the basic cost. To get level 2 units, you have to spend 100 credits as a tower, unless you're an elite commander. And so far, I've been playing my opponent. I've been going against, playing my opponent's weaknesses. And, even though I've slowly, been losing, I've been coming back now. And sometimes that's what happens with this game. You sometimes you have to work for an equilibrium and then bust, free. The longer the matches last, the more potential for doing damage to the enemy. And, one or two matches towards late game can really devastate the enemy's hit point pool. All right, time attacking. I decided to play around with the different, way how the game looks. My right hand side looks good. My left hand side looks equally good. My right hand side's taking out the shields. Left side just take out the shields. My left side seems to be a wee bit weaker, but not by much. Now, I'm ahead in points. Rhino Assault doesn't look good to me. Photon Mission does. I know I'm losing a lot of units early on. And I do notice that my left-hand side, I'm a wee bit weaker. Again, I'm able to use that shield consumable. And it only cost me 50 when I first purchased it. So, these units are being protected. I decide to go for Overlords. I'm thinking to myself, I need a unit that will absorb defenses or absorb hits and let the other units use it as a shield as they do the damage. This time I do something smart. I put the napalm more to the side. Why? Even if I win, I don't want most of my units to walk into my own napalm and kill myself. And I'm hoping my enemy does not put shields that far to the side. Which traditionally, maybe in the middle, near the tower. But I'm looking. Now anything near that tower is toast. So my left side should be good. My right side got the protection. And my again, I like having my giant units supported. I have units in front of the giant units, and look at them. They both survive. This person takes a tremendous damage. Still in the game though. This is pretty much it. I decide to go for Amplified Core. I could have got Barrier, but fortresses can get their own barriers, and their barriers are better than the barrier you can purchase. And sure enough, I used the money to buy a barrier. Now, from this point forward, even if the game lasts longer than 2 or 3 turns, it'll make up in cost after 2 rounds. I do apologize. I live in Texas. It's hot, and I'm thirsty, so I'm drinking some water. Okay. I noticed that this person now has some artillery units, stormcallers, on the extreme corners. If I was smarter, and if I really would have noticed, I would have took care of them with some type of units faster and sooner. Headbutt them with the crawlers. Because once they're inside the minimum range, they have nothing, to counteract them. However, my steel balls are going after them, and I don't mind doing that because the steel balls are so fast they outrun the missiles. So their missiles are ineffective against them anyhow. So those crawlers on the corner are kind of pointless anyhow. This looks like a victory, and I believe this is going to be GG. Yep, this person cannot take any more losses and loses. I think the main reason why this person lost is this person never got fodder units and never got clear. If the person got more units such as Vulcans or Arc Lights, could have turned a huge difference. If the person did some type of crazy flank and forced me on the defensive, would have made a huge difference. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments or questions, let me know. Please, give me some tips. The longer I play this game, the more I like it. However, I get frustrated sometimes. I hope you have a great day, and I do apologize about drinking the water from time to time. You can blame the heat in Texas.